years, the MCDF has been working closely with youths. The MCDF Ambassador Competition, which started a few years ago, targets persons aged 17 to 20. The competition seeks to find a young individual who will represent the youth views for the foundation and help spread awareness to their fellow peers. The competition is open to youths across the island. Meet Chevelle and Nicole. They decided to enter the competition and share with us their experience and why they decided to get involved.
Seeing a mother with a child who is autistic and seeing that she saw the need for such a foundation, it was a dream that I recognized and something I wanted to be a part of. And also the fact that I firmly believe that the best gift you can give to someone is your time. So I said, why not?
I've never been involved in anything so massive. You're very passionate about the cause. Originally I was more like essays and competitions. I'm like, this would be a good step in the right direction. I need to get involved in something that is committed to something that is not, like, people don't really focus on autism and you want to shine the light on autism. Why can't I share my talents and make you use me to get to whoever you want to get to? So anyway the organization wanted to use me, I said, have to be a part of this.
The competition was not easy and involved more than just essay writing. In fact, each participant was given a series of workload over a 3-month period, followed by an elimination process. Chevelle, a law student, tells us why she chose the topic for her essay.
I chose ADHD because my mommy, she was completing her degree in primary education at that time, and I basically read all her essays, and I did one on ADHD, and I was like, not just ADHD, on disabilities in their entirety. And I was like, there are so many things that are affecting young people out there, and a lot of persons don't realize, because most times when a child acts out, they're like, oh gosh, the penny just rude and that's it. But when you go deeper than the skin level, go down to the surface, you realize that there's something wrong with that child, and that child needs the help, and that child can be helped. So therefore, I chose ADHD.
But what kept these girls going? Why would they give up their spare time for a disability competition?
Past experience with volunteering. Once you get into it, you just love doing it, and so you just continue doing what you love. Just that. And then my previous experiences with being the president of UNESCO, my school's chapter of UNESCO. Yes, you volunteer, you give people your time. And then with Key Club, it was just the same. So I don't mind volunteering my time because I get to meet interesting people and I get to have so many experiences that I can share with others and in turn inspire them to do the same.
Can I tell you honest truth, Maya? If you're giving 150, I am going to give 150. I mean, the underlining thing behind this entering this competition was for me to go beyond my normal boundaries. You allowed me to do that. If you say I have CAPE, fine, but I have to make time to go to the school on Fridays, I have to make time to put up the poster, I have to make time to get together everybody to buy the tank. I had to make time. You helped me to stretch beyond those boundaries and I'm very grateful for that. As I said before, I wanted to widen my scope of volunteerism, and it's all about giving back to Jamaica, giving back to those who need it.
Plus the experiences that add to your character as an individual, and the fact that you get to relate with other persons who either they have a child who is affected by such a disability, or you get to interact with persons who got treatment for such a disability. Because I know a young man at University of the West Indies, he was going through all of the stuff with the ADHD and so forth, but he survived. And now I realize that I can help people, and therefore I can go into pro bono work to help individuals affected by disabilities who are stigmatized because of their disabilities. And yes, I can get a little justice for them too, because they're just individuals like us. They're quite normal despite their disability, and they deserve to be heard, and they deserve to be treated just like anybody else.
Nicole, who is pursuing a degree in medicine, says she believes her teacher played a great role in helping her to win. She also plans to give back to her country by helping others through medicine.
I wasn't involved in a club, and I was like, all right, then I have to get involved in a club. And I came to the Spanish club, and I was learning, came to the sign language club, and I was learning sign language, and I'm not so hot, but she was like, come on, Nicole, go on, until the second year when I saw the competition, I was like, miss, sign language people, you know what I mean, this is a disability, we need to help them. And she was like, I have no problem. And she came together and she grouped up everybody in the club and said, let us work together. Her name is Mrs. Madden. She teaches at Montego Bay Community College, and I just want to big her up. Trust me, she gave me continuous motivation. Even when I bought the tank, she was like, because I had to go to the bank and draw the money, she was like, it's actually there. We actually came together, and it was before we actually did the exams. I tell you, if Miss Madden was replicated throughout Jamaica, this nation would be so much better, because we send our children to school to learn, not necessarily knowledge, but to learn values. And if those values are inculcated within the children in our nation, I mean, our attitude towards one another, our attitude towards persons who are different from us, our attitude towards other races, ethnicities, all those things that make us individuals, all those things that make us different, we will be so much better as a nation. I have my eye issues, and I said to myself, if it is that I have my eye issues, how can I help other persons who have more severe issues than me? How can I be of benefit to them? So I decided to go into ophthalmology in order to help those who otherwise cannot help themselves, be of some assistance. I plan to offer my services when I get to be an ophthalmologist. I plan to offer it free. I don't plan to say, oh, for instance, you need this amount of, if it is that you have an eye issue, I want to be that person where, I can go to Dr. Nation and help her and get some help from, you know what I mean? And I don't necessarily, that caters towards, yes.
Nicole's dad, Aaron Nation, is one proud and happy father. He was committed 100% in assisting his daughter with her added responsibilities and is committed to making Nicole's future a great one.
I told her it was okay because I know she always doing good, so all you need to do is be a full-time father. Once you're a full-time father, you can give the child the go anytime. She always reach home like 15 minutes, 10 minutes from school. As soon as she finish, whoops, straight home. So whatever she have to do, she will just do it early as possible. Wake up 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, start study. Finish, ready for go to school like 6 o'clock or by 6:30 she out.
Were you concerned about things that would feed into Kingston, because the secretariat is in Kingston? How did you mitigate against some of those things, even though the activities were based in the Montagonian community from whence it came, but you knew you'd have to come out? Yeah. How did you get your job to invest the time in you for your children and all of those kind of things? I mean, for Nicole's benefit.
After work on weekend, so I come in like 7 o'clock in the evening, so I spend some time with them and like check with the homework like weekends. I take up everybody homework, all 3 girls. I take up the homework like Saturday morning or Sunday morning, never pass. When I ask them, bring your books, I'm going to check through and tell you what it is and see where you're going down or where you're coming up.
Give some advice to the parents of persons, young kids who would like to enter, and how you would suggest that they support them, and why you'd want them to enter.
Okay. I would say to them that whenever they come home or whatever they are saying, once it's positive, go on board with them, because whichever direction they choose to go, that's the way they should. And they just need the support of the father and the mother to go forward, and never try to choose for the child, because I think that will mess her up or mess him up if you're always choosing for them. Just allow them to say, Daddy or Mommy, I like this, I want to go at it, and I will support you right to the end.
We shift the focus a bit and chatted with Carson, a UWI student, to find out what he knows about disabilities and people living with disability in Jamaica.
I have seen disabled people. They seem like a minority. In some cases they do seem like they are not able to deal with their condition, but not all cases. Some cases there are people who are well integrated into society and dealing with their disabilities.
But little did we know how close to home disability was for Carson. His brother suddenly literally became one overnight.
He got shot.
How has this impacted your family?
They have to be making a lot of trips long distances because the physical therapy unit is in Kingston. We live in Clarendon. For him, he hasn't been able to work, and because of that, my father has to take up all the work he was doing so that he can provide for both him, me, and himself.
Are you angry?
No, but sometimes when I'm around him, it's uncomfortable because you're not sure what to speak about. He's not out there as much anymore because now he has to be in the therapy unit. So it's not much there socially to talk about, but his illness. It's something that I have been aware of in the science field. It's part of what we do. We learn about these things, disabilities and that kind of thing. So it really has not changed the visibility of disability to me in my environment.
The competition benefited these youths and they believe others should participate.
Nowadays, persons are saying, okay, you go to school, you need to get your CXCs and you need to get your CAPE. But I mean, after CAPE and after CXC, what is your aim in life? What is it that you want to do in life? Who do you want to impact? You have been given so much from Jamaica. It's time for you to give back to your nation. And if you find a cause like, for example, the Maya Chang Disabilities and Autism Competition that can enable you to give back to your nation, to give back to a subsect of society that is not necessarily focused on by other persons, go ahead. This is your time to shine. This is your time to use your abilities, to use your potential, to use your capabilities to help your nation, to help those who otherwise cannot help themselves. And I want to encourage every single able-bodied person in Jamaica between the ages of 12 to 18 to enter this competition. Even if you do not win, help somebody who is disabled.
To enter the Maya Chang Autism and Disabilities Foundation Ambassador Competition, will gain a lot of experience from the competition itself, and they'll be aware of issues that are affecting fellow young people. ADHD and everything, they affect us. So therefore, why not help somebody in your age group that's being affected by such a disorder or disability rather?
Senator Norman Grant, an active supporter of the MCDF and the guest speaker of the 2012 MCDF banquet, shared his views on his reasons for being 100% on board.
I think out of many we are one people. We may have challenges in different ways, but once we can work together, once we can identify these challenges, we can certainly work towards the solution. And this group that we're targeting has a tremendous role to play once they understand the issues and once they know if these children are given an opportunity to contribute and if they are embraced, you know, they can be, as you said, the next Prime Minister. And that is why the whole process of education is critical, the whole process of taking it to another level. And I gave you a commitment, and in congratulating you and your foundation for doing the tremendous work. I'll have dialogue with the Minister of Education. It is something that we need to. It is something that we need to bring into the curriculum. It is something that we need to allocate budgetary support for. And I will, on the floor of the Senate, in lobbying there, I will also in dialoguing with the new Minister of Education and youth and culture, and can we say entertainment and sports, to really provide some budgetary allocation and support in a structured way. I know, for example, that the most honorable Prime Minister, Portia Simpson Miller, is very committed to embrace policies that deals with the disabilities, that deal with physical challenges, and while I am focusing on, you know, autistic students and autistic children, certainly the broader group of disabilities is something that I will also seek to be one of the mouthpiece as we seek to shape a better quality of life and a future for these wonderful Jamaicans. Out of many we are one people.
The Wyndham Hotel will be hosting this year's Disability Banquet in April. The hotel, situated in New Kingston, is pleased to be one of the foundation's major sponsors.
The Wyndham Kingston, we're always trying to be well-rounded. We understand that there are persons who are in need, and charitable organizations is a major key for us. We're very involved in the community, and this is another way for us to give back, especially for those in need, and also to draw awareness that, you know, you mentioned you're only 4 years old, the brand and your organization, so this will be the catalyst to hopefully jumpstart and to bring more awareness to you, to the persons in need.
Herself a youth, Christine would like to see more discipline from her peers, as she believes it is critical to the development of the next generation.
With upcoming generations, I would more think respect, a general idea of respect, not just for elders, but in terms for each other, because these will be your associates, in other organizations that you need to work with, and it will be of utmost importance as well. In the organization, you have to treat everyone with respect because they deserve it as well. They will play integral roles, and they will be our future leaders, our police officers, you know. They will have that stakehold, and it's of the utmost importance that, you know, they are welcomed and they understand the role that they're going to play, and to just train them from a young age, because it's mostly a culture shock when they come and they see that, you know, being an adult isn't exactly what everyone signed up for. So yes, this will be another role as well. Well, the Wyndham Kingston, we are very integrated into the society. We are what we consider a landmark in New Kingston. You know, you see it from almost every angle, and we are here to stay. We are playing our part in society to make sure that, you know, also in terms of respect, we respect everyone. So we are here to stay, the Wyndham Kingston, and we are trying to keep up with society. We are constantly changing. We understand that it's a dynamic industry, so we are constantly renovating ourselves along with the new generations to incorporate them as well. We have fabulous new restaurants, our Green Market Cafe. It offers wholesome salads and wraps. So we are offering that whole new healthy idea in terms of it's healthy yet satisfying. We also, as well, for giving back to society, 90% of our products from the Green Market are locally produced. So it's a great way to introduce it to new visitors, as well as our Trattoria Baci. It's our Italian restaurant, open Tuesdays to Saturdays, and it's one of Kingston's well-kept secrets.
When we come back, we take a look at disability and music.
Nobody can tell you what tomorrow brings, so live your life today. No one's really sure they're gonna see tomorrow. Don't know what's around the way. Living forever is everyone's dream. Only salvation is here to stay. If you're gonna take it to the limit, don't fake it, just make it the best that life can be. Whoa.
Popular reggae entertainers Richie Stephens and The Gentleman believe positive music in the society is what today's youth needs. The negative music that gets airplay contributes greatly to how our youths conduct themselves in society.
I always say, if you want to fix the mood and the attitude of the people, especially the young people, you firstly have to fix the music. Because music determines the behavior of our young people. And if you don't want to believe me, you can research it for yourself, you know. But it's a fact. We've seen where everything is just below standard too much. There's no bar set anymore in music and lots of other departments in Jamaica. I remember when I was coming up, I used to go to Sunsplash and I stand up there in the crowd and look on Dennis Brown and just dream of being on that stage. Now it's different. You find a guy don't even have a hit song, I don't even have a proper song, and he's on some of the biggest shows around. There's no standard set, there's no goal to reach, and that is a problem. That will lead young people astray, especially, you know. So I think we need to really look at the value of music. Music needs to be more respected in this place.
Gentleman, an avid reader, says autistic children are one of a kind and they are very brilliant, in many cases more than the normal man.
I think there's a great potential in it. Yeah, but there's a special potential within. Ability is what we can't even imagine. structures. They can paint some structure which is beyond the nation. They can remember some words. They can remember some details from some things what we wouldn't remember. So who are we today? It's a disease. You know what I mean? It's always a thing of perspective you see things. You can see that perspective from that perspective, you know. So I wonder who's the in ones, you know, if you look around. First of all, I see myself not as a German, not as a Jamaican, but as a cosmopolitan. You know, I think we're gonna reach that level one day. That we say we all humans living in this earth. You know, cut down the borderlines. Of course, it is important to know where you're coming from, identity, personality. But cosmopolitan music speaks an international, a universal language. And I think what we need to be aware of is word, sound, and powers. You know, I think there's a lot of artists who are not aware or who underestimate the powers of the word and the influence that music has, you know. So there is a basic question about, because a lot of artists excuse themselves with the lyrics that they say, well, this is how society is, and we just reflect society. And this is the basic question, what was there first, the chicken or the egg? If you know what I mean. It is like, or is the society influenced by the music? I think we need to be more aware of the powers of the words, you know. And the question, can music change the world? Of course.
Richard Stevens believes fixing the problem is a matter of more action and less talk.
There's a new government, and I hear lots of talks about entertainment and youth and so. People need to stop talk and just be, you know, show action now. You know, action, because there are lots of things that can be changed. I remember when lots of gun lyrics and hardcore sex lyrics used to play on the ear, and the beeping was an excuse to play those songs. And then Broadcast Commission just come in and say, no bleeping. If you play a music with any bleep, you're off the radio, and all the bleeping stop. And the insurge of good music start playing on the ear again. So I know for a fact that there are things that we can do to effectively change some things that is going on now.
When we return, more youth views.
You gonna catch me on the camera? You gonna be? Oh, you gonna cut off? Oh, so just catch me alone then? Yeah. So we can use pieces.
You want to take me? I don't. Let me tell you something. I'm out from no barn.
Exactly. That's why you want so.
You hear that man that take liberty with me? Let me tell you.
Is who the man?
Isaiah?
Oh.
You know Isaiah? Guide and protect. No man. We send you a video because I have a video to him before. But yeah. But also there's validity in shots where the person is not too dressed up and them casual. So
exactly.
Ready? Alright. Give me your full name.
Nicole Gordon. Otherwise known as Shireen. Yes.
Alright, let me tell you. We're very glad to have you here on MCTV, Shireen, representing Billionaire Entertainment Magazine.com. Tell us exactly what is Billionaire Entertainment Magazine.
Okay, Billionaire Entertainment Magazine. First of all, I must clarify that Billionaire Entertainment is the umbrella which Billionaire Entertainment Magazine falls under. So to get to Billionaire Entertainment Magazine directly, you go www.billionaireentertainment.com/mag. But if you go www.billionaireentertainment.com, which is the home of Billionaire Entertainment Magazine, you get on same. So I don't want to exclude Billionaire Entertainment because that is the platform in which the magazine falls under.
That's the parent company.
Parent.
Tell us about the parent company.
Okay, Billionaire Entertainment now is a full-scale multimedia entertainment company. We do artist booking, public relations, advertising, promotions. We have catering, planning for event and promotions, everything entertainment, and of course the magazine, which falls under Billionaire Entertainment.
All right. What is interesting to MCTV and the Autism and Disabilities Foundation is that this is not just a Jamaican entity. This is an entity that is multinational, because you have an office headquarters in New York, you have headquarters in Jamaica.
That's right.
Okay. Company run by females from Jamaica, started by.
Okay, two female, which is yours truly, and my sister and CEO, Michelle Blake, Blondie Billions. She conceptualized the Billionaire Entertainment, sorry. It is her brainchild. Well, she grew up in Jamaica, migrated at age 12, but never left her culture. Very deep communication with me and her, keeping her in touch. And as a matter of fact, she keeps me in touch with a lot of things Jamaican, and I'm here. Anyway, that's the fun part about it. When she told me about the idea of the magazine, the entertainment company was already there, because she's always into entertainment, doing her rhythms and mixed with entertainers and doing her rapport and everything. Then she decided that she needed to branch out. The magazine idea now, that was beautiful, because guess what? The product that we have is different. We highlight and we celebrate people. We do not publish anything negative. We highlight young upcoming artists, young people with skills who want to bring out their craft. Okay, so for instance, we have this product called Billionaire Boss, and built for male and female, which you were featured for January. We have Billionaire Bodies. We have fashionistas. We have male who are doing their thing, right, to make a difference in society and doing it well.
Let me stop you there, because your concepts mimic everything that my organization and entities, including MCTV, stands for, because it's archiving the positive.
Right.
Why did, for me and my entity and my people, we know why we choose to focus solely on the same things, and that's why our two entities decided to partner, among other things, the friendship and so on. But essentially, the business principle is that we are highlighting the positives of Jamaicans, Caribbeans, and ethnicities, urban, and urban. I'm trying not to say black, but black-centric ideas, because we are Caribbeans.
Exactly.
It don't matter Jamaica. Why did you decide to go that route as opposed to the very, very, very popular and 90% pervasive Passa Passa route?
Because that is, as you say, we don't want to say black or whatever. Our people, our race, we find that, as my sister Blondie Billions saw, that there was a lacking in elevating and promoting the positivity in our people. Too often, whether Jamaica, Canada, New York, wherever, too often, our very own, we tend to only elevate and bring out the negatives. You understand? Same for MCTV, that's what you're looking for. That's why I jumped on board with my sister 2009 when she sat down, penned all of this, and 2010, bam, our magazine launched, right? And we're doing great, because you know what? As you said, we don't want to lose focus and continue the whole trend of the negativity. We want to put a spin on, right? Exactly. You look right. I don't want to bash anybody thing or whatever. They have their product, they have their thing. It's working for them. This is working for us. We stand for our values and our beliefs. That's how we were brought up. Okay, and I have to give credit to my father. Okay, for good principles and values. And if it takes 10 years, 15 years for us to get our message across and get where we want to go, we're not going to sell out ourselves per se or go below what we believe. Understand? And that's why we believe that our people need more elevation, need more positivity for them to shine, and we want to propel it. We want to bring it across. We want to be a part of it.
All right.
Yep.
I'm very proud of you because I've known you since childhood, and because when You're right.
Thanks.
You're welcome, and thank you. What we want to find out is define the success of the company. I want to focus on the .com because it is it's very easy for somebody who is based. This is gonna be airing around the globe. This is just backstory so that you can know how to phrase your answer. But it's very easy for somebody to go to your .com. It might not be easy for them to see the catering aspect. So it's very easy for them to go to that .com and
see other elements of the entertainment.
Define how you say success, because I've looked at the site. I'm not the one who should say it and describe it, but define your success in just 1 year, because the 2012 even started per se, but you've been really successful. Tell us how you define it.
Well, I would define the success as one, the awareness in terms of people out there, both locally and overseas, who know about Billionaire Entertainment and the respect that we have. We have a email address, Billionaire Mag, where people send us their craft and information, and it's flooded. So we know that people are looking and people know about us and people know what we are for. We have fun to know that we launched late 2010, and up to November last year we had over 30,000 visitors to the site. I call that a success. On top of it, we have over, with combination of my sister Blondie Billions and myself, our social network for Twitter, we have over almost 3,000 followers. And we just created that account less than a little over a year. For our Facebook fan page, Billionaire Entertainment Magazine, we have over 500 likes. So I call those, look at that and see as positiveness and success.
Alright, the way forward for you is obviously already defined. Positivity from the Caribbean on a variety of levels, and marketing specifically through your .com at the moment. In partnership with a television station like ours, I foresee much more happening with you. But going into the issue of positivity, we partnered for various reasons, but one of the things that we're filming for is the Autism and Disabilities competition that is going to culminate in April. We want your views, because you tend to work heavily with entertainers, right?
Yes.
The Jamaican entertainer doesn't have the greatest rap, whether here or the one and few who you can pick out on your hand. One of them who's going to be partnering with us is China McGregor from Big Ship, and he's well known, well disciplined. He's a good role model, and that's why we chose him. We could have chosen anybody because most people want to work with us.
Right.
What is the BE entity's idea of discipline and what it should be among Caribbean people? And I want you to stream it, the Caribbean people as a whole, but stream it down to children, teenagers who are going to form the next generation. Because you said that if it takes you 10 years, if you have to sacrifice, some people will take it easier and give up, sell out Marcus Garvey rice and tea. I want to hear your ideas on how, you and your sister as influencers now, you've become major influencers, see where discipline should be going for the Caribbean people and the Caribbean teenagers who are going to make the next adult generation.
Well, first of all, as it relates to discipline and ourselves, which Caribbean people, we would include us, Jamaica, and I can speak because this is where I grew up and spent most of my life. I would have to start first from the youth, and per se, no, correction, for the adults, parents, what they instill, the values that they instill in their children. Then the youth coming up would make the decisions and the impact on the younger generation. The same for us.
You mentioned your dad.
Yes.
You mentioned your dad, and it seemed as if he instilled in you girls and your other siblings a high level of discipline, because people don't just get up as adults and choose to be positive. I know that because I was disciplined well and good, and I appreciate it. Talk to us about your personal experiences with discipline, and especially as a young girl growing up, that kind of thing, and where we need to go from there.
Okay, yeah, as I mentioned my father before, I grew up seeing my father. He's a strict Rastafarian, as so much his religion. up to now. He migrated, left when I was like about 12, right? And he never conformed. He went to third world country and everything. He's a strict vegetarian. Just growing up, the way we eat, the values, the mannerism, all those things. He taught about quotes from Marcus Garvey, taught us quotes from, you know, looking up to black positive people. He talked about them, telling us right from wrong, all those things. So when we are now adult, we make the decision which road we go. But whatever impart on us from him, it has not left us. None of my siblings. You understand? I use a strict vegetarian as an example. That's a part of discipline. You understand? We growing up there, listen, we had to conform or have him know that, listen, not because we want this, that, this is what he stands for, this does not come in his house. Right? And I can use it as an example for other things, you know, from other social aspect of relationship between parent and child. Okay, so I believe if more parents, Caribbean parents and so on, would adopt the same principle and all, we should have a better and positive society overall, whether Jamaica or over the Caribbean.
Alright, let me say this here. What would your entity like to do as it relates to influencing the young people in terms of discipline coming up now? Give us some ideas, especially as it relates to the work that you do. Because you target such a popular area of work, entertainment, it appeals to children. What you want to see happening that you know, you're a parent, I'm a parent, that you know is go down more? Oh, okay. Yeah. What do you want to see happening among the youth? And especially now as an influencer, you have the ability now.
Yeah.
Give me some ideas, some roll up, because things have changed from when
I know.
Give me what you like to say at me.
Yes, definitely. These children are internet driven. They are technologically inclined. So we look at our tool as a great and influential way of reaching them. So that's why we are very careful in what we portray. Okay, me and my sister, that's why whatever we pen and we bring in forth, we think about our generation coming up also. That is always in the back of our heads.
Wait, hold on, stop. Hi, Isaiah. Hello. You know. Alright. Start over.
So start all the way from top?
No, just go on flow. That's
okay.
Go on flow,
yeah, okay. Yeah, that's my things then.
No man, you're free. Just start from, alright, where you were was that you think heavily about your content before you put it out, especially as it relates to influencing young people.
Yes, right, because it's young people are so technologically inclined. Touch of a button and they are somewhere. We don't want to be the persons or be a part of them filtering with garbage. Okay, if they go on Billionaire Entertainment Magazine, which they do, we want them to see role models. We want them to see what is it that guy have that I can get, or what is it about him that I want. What is it about her? I can do the same thing. You understand? The things that we bring forth, we want them to see that life is more. It's more to it about. There's more to it than just partying and negativity and gossip and so on. Especially where social networks is concerned, our social feedback. So that's the role that we want to play, and that's where we want to look at positivity. We want to go off eventually into featuring more young persons too, because there's a lot of positive young people both here and abroad who are doing their thing, who are mastering their craft, some studying while doing their things. You understand? Eventually we will get there. That's a part of that's something that we have in the making. The same for, I don't know if I really want me to get into the autism.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you.
Okay.
But okay, let's go that, because that's the last question. All right. Autism and disabilities is something that my company focuses on. You came on board for several elements of what I represent, but for that specifically, why did you think that was an option, especially as it relates to influencing young people positively? Why did you think that BE would love to get into something like that?
Okay, good question. Because there it comes now. This is an opportunity for us to start bring out the positivity and bring out things about our young people. The competition is a great idea, is a great concept. it builds and heightens the awareness for the sensitivity among our young people towards the disabled and autism. A lot of people are not aware of the situation surrounding autism or even disability. You see it in our society, how people approach even the very simple social ills of the country in terms of infrastructure and things in place for these people. You understand? We need improvement right there. The same for overseas. There may be third world country and everything, and infrastructural wise it's better and it's more established, but still, what about people? What about their morals? You understand? So if we can be a part of highlighting the moral duties that these young people see fit, right, by participating in the competition, we want to be a part of it. So this is Billionaire Entertainment Magazine now. We have not 3 months to do this. We will be going to the displays that these participants set up to highlight the autism and enhance their self in terms of winning the competition. We want to bring them out. We want to do one-on-one interviews with them, because that's something positive, you understand? And it's a way for them as young people, that demographic in the country, voice to be heard. You know what it does? It brings other young people for next year, and as long as it exists, Billionaire Entertainment Magazine want to be a part of it. So there's a lot planned for the next 3 months where these young persons are contestants, are involved. But we want you to just continue logging on www.Billionaire Entertainment Magazine and keep in touch, because then you will see more of the participant and hear more about it. And we are happy that we are part of it, because we want to be there with the young people in the positive sense. Yep.
That was good. Thank you very much. Really, may I ask the call for the where you gonna use fancy face or what you call it? What you call it? MCTV. Move my hand. MCTV. What you call it? A drop. Yeah, MCTV. This is Fancy Face Share Blake, and you're watching MCTV. Yeah, that's it.
This is Fancy Face Share Blake, and you're watching MCTV. Maybe from around here. Yeah, man. This is Fancy Face Share Blake for MCTV. Coming up. You remember when we had the alien video, every second we have to stop. Ready again?
Yeah.
This is Fancy Face Share Blake for MCTV.
That was good. Yeah. Thanks. Done with you? Ready? As I'm done with you, may I eat like 5 more minutes and may I cut. Ready? Alright. I don't need a name or anything, but Isaiah, the Autism and Disabilities Ambassadors Competition is a competition that is different, because the persons who are targeted are high school students, and it is a 3-month competition during which work has to go through for 3 months, which means that they have to be disciplined, right? Last year we got a great crop of ambassadors, as you would have known. I want you to make a comment on the discipline among the youth, as a member of the foundation, as a supporter, as a donator. Discipline of Jamaican youth as you observe it, especially as a conscious, positive entertainer. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, overall, so, the youth them have to know about principle, and self-esteem and and humility and love and obey the positiveness what them see. What we need to really exercise in our country overall. Them have to know about you have to just learn to go and know about show respect to elder and know yourself as you would. If you don't go and know yourself and have principle and them thing there, you're not gonna go and move the way. You're not gonna carry anywhere.
Alright. Are you satisfied with the children that you know? And when I said children, we're talking about 12-year-olds to 18-year-olds. You're on the streets every day. Your music targets these people because everybody have to admit that once you say music, you say young people in high school mainly, and then it branch off to other persons. Are you satisfied with the discipline among Jamaican youths? And if you are not, or if you are, explain why either way.
Not for these youth right now, especially the teenagers them what going to school. Some days them all in the street and bus. Them exercise a thing about them like they are here before even me and you. You know, most of them not talk something about and don't respect people. When people go and talking to them just behave away. Sometimes I wonder for all these type of food that them eat and are the type of people who don't really, as parents who don't ever go and even groom them the right way and sit down with them and show them what is what for them you.
Let me ask you, what about the lyrical content of modern day music? Do you think that has anything to do with it? Yeah. Comment.
Yeah, that's a lot for the mind also, especially those DJ what we exercise now, those negative evil songs or portray those negative words, what will go and take away the mind. You know, see me then go and evil exercise, evil negativity and evil breed that possessiveness about them.
Alright, the autism and disabilities competition is very difficult because for a 12 to 18-year-old to for 3 months focus on other people outside of themselves, and the performance has to be consistent or you will not be adjudged a winner. Do you think it's an unfair competition, or do you think it is I've never heard of a competition that requires the contestants to perform for 3 months straight. You think it's unfair? You think it's a good way to hone discipline? I don't know. What is your thoughts on it?
Would say why it own discipline. It's not really unfair to own discipline. Yeah.
Is there anything that you'd like to say to Jamaican and Caribbean teenagers who will be watching this program as it relates to discipline and what they need to do?
Yeah, just self-esteem, respect, tolerance, morality, and just obey the law of the earth and respect elders and respect your mother and father and everyone around you. For without principle and love, you're nothing.
Alright, I like that. Vida, you want to do a cutaway with me and my talk? Well, we'll talk. The issue of discipline among Caribbean youth is at a point where there is major concern in all sectors. Yeah. Alright, 3, 2, 1. The issue of discipline among Caribbean youth is at crisis proportions. The Maya Chang Autism and Disabilities Ambassadors Competition is trying to address this issue using this methodology. Go on again. issue of discipline among Caribbean youth is at crisis proportion. I like how that song. Come again. Go. The issue of discipline among Caribbean youth is at crisis proportion. The Maya Chang Autism and Disabilities Foundation, through its Autism and Disabilities Ambassadors Competition, is trying to address this issue in our 2012 edition of the contest.